I'm Barry Davis with your KENS 5 News Now. Funeral services for the Brandeis High School staff member who died earlier this month are set for today. Alfred Jimenez, better known by students as Mr. Fred, will be buried after a service in Helotes. He died after falling in what school officials say was an interaction with a special needs student earlier this month. Right now, there is an investigation into his death. A woman was hit and killed by a car on San Antonio's northwest side. It happened around 11 o'clock last night. A woman in her 40s was trying to cross the street near Babcock and Medical Drive, but she was not in a crosswalk. Police say the driver simply didn't see her. They did stop to help, but the woman died at the scene. Police are investigating that as well. Nearly a year after two men were shot and killed, police are still trying to track down the killer. May 18th last year, 22-year-old Alex Davila and 20-year-old Cesar Sepulveda were found shot to death in a home off Austin Street near downtown. Sepulveda died in the home. Davila died at the hospital. At first, investigators thought the two may have shot each other after an ongoing feud. Now they believe another man could be involved. Officers are hoping you might recognize this man, only known by the nickname Slim. If you know who he is, call Crime Stoppers. You could earn a cash reward. Since November, prosecutors with the district attorney's office have been putting in a lot of extra hours to address and catch up with a backlog of felony cases, and the DA claims it's working. Joe Gonzalez says they've been able to trim down their caseload by 11% in 2.5 months. He says county commissioners approved spending $300,000 in existing funds for what he calls the high-risk intake team. That's a group of 45 prosecutors who volunteered. He says their goal is to focus on violent crimes and repeat offenders.
We've had a lot of successes with violent crimes. We've had a lot of successes with prosecuting cases where we have the evidence.
The district attorney says he expects that funding to last for a while, too. Governor Abbott made headlines over the weekend with his support of in vitro fertilization after an Alabama State Supreme Court decision widely halted access. The Alabama court recently ruled frozen embryos are considered human beings, and people who discard of those embryos can be held liable for wrongful death. That led to clinics throughout the state stop offering services. Mr. Abbott says he wants to ensure Texas families have access to IVF.
The IVF process is a way of giving life to even more babies. And so what I think the goal is to make sure that we can find a pathway to ensure that parents who otherwise may not have the opportunity to have a child will be able to have access to the IVF process and become parents and give life to babies.
President Trump over the weekend also supported the issue, calling on the Alabama legislature to act quickly to find an immediate solution to preserve the ability of IVF in Alabama. This year would have marked the 37th annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day March in San Antonio. It's one of the biggest celebrations of the civil rights leader across the country. Weather put a stop to this year's event, but over the weekend, organizers had a chance to connect with community members and provide necessary resources. That two-day festival took place at Pittman Sullivan Park on the east side, which is usually where the annual march comes to an end. And Paul, what a shame they didn't have weather like today, the day of the march.
Oh, yeah, I know, exactly. All right, as we head through the day, this morning fog, but later on we'll have mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies, really warm one, high 87, and then this evening at 10, temperatures lower 70s.
Well, that's beautiful. That is your KENS 5 News Now. Thanks so much for joining me. And remember, if you're in front of the TV, be sure to join in KENS 5 Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 7 a.m. Thanks for following us online, too. I'm Barry Davis. I'll see you tomorrow.